Yo, 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 I'm back. Welcome to part 2B, where we're going to knock out the rest of this, our data section of the Flipside Crypto docs. So let's get right into it. We left off on labels. Last thing we did was tags. So labels are like a more formal tags, I take it. So let's learn. Labels. Want to see what known entities like SEX, DEX, dApps, or NFT contracts are up to? Labels can help. Labels identify known addresses that are associated with a SEX, DEX, NFT project, liquidity pool, or other entity. How are labels different from tags? Labels are a source of truth added by Flipside core contributors across all chains. Each known address receives only one label. Not every address has a label. Contribute to our labels. To contribute to our labels, go to our label submission form and follow the steps there to submit a label. We will review all submitted labels and add accurate labels to our tables. Oh, poet and don't even know it. Be sure to add a Discord handle so we could reach out to you if there are any questions. Label types. There are 10 label types within any blockchain. Centralized exchange, decentralized exchange, operator, chain operators, Chadmin, Chadmin, chain administration, DeFi, decentralized finance applications, NFT, non-fungible token contracts and applications, layer 2 dApps, dApp, decentralized application, token contracts, and Flotsam, junk or other. See the cross-chain schema for the table containing all label addresses. Let's see if it's the same. Oh, it's different. Cross-chain address labels. So we have, here is our table right here that we will be using soon, I guess. Flipside applies a two-level hierarchy to all labels addressing the four field attributes: address, label type, label subtype, label, and address name. So here's the chart for the hierarchy of the labels. Creator, name of the label, name of the creator of the label, label type, a high-level category describing the address, main function, or ownership. Label subtype, a subcategory nested within the label type, providing further details, exchange deposit wallet, for example. Project name, a label. The entity that controls the address, for example, Binance. Address name, a description of the use of the address by the wallet controlling entity, for example, Binance Deposit Wallet. Note, on event and balance tables, there is no need to join a secondary table to a group or filter by label attributes. For example, or information, events and balance tables are automatically enriched with label columns corresponding to any column that contains an address type. The pattern for these label column names is address function and label attribute. For example, in an events table, the following columns would be present to account for labels on the event from. These would also exist for event to, ticket from, ticket to, etc. Event from label type, event from label subtype, event from label, event from address name. So going on to the centralized exchange type. Centralized exchanges are referred to as SEX in the Flipside label system. Label type equals CEX. Excuse me. Label subtypes: hot wallet, deposit wallet, cold wallet, Chadmin, contract deployer, general contract, multi-sig, token contract. So these are the label subtypes for the centralized exchanges. You can get their subtype and descriptions. Decentralized labels. Label type equals DEX. Swap contract, token contract, pool, vault, free wallet, DAO, Chadmin, contract deployer, function, governance, rewards, strategy, token distribution, token sale, general contract, or multi-sig. The operator label type. Addresses that are necessary for the function of a blockchain or project ecosystem are referred to as operator. Label type equals operator. For example, a validator, a mining pool, or a solo miner. Chain admin label type. Addresses that are used for administrative purposes on the blockchain, including chain-wide foundation addresses, are labeled as Chadmin. Label type equals Chadmin. Subtype Genesis, Foundation, or General Contract. Decentralized finance label type. The DeFi label type represents addresses used for minting. Label type DeFi. For example, the token contract, pool, vault, free wallet, DAO, voting, Chadmin, contract deployer, treasury, governance, rewards, Oracle, token sale, general contract, or multisig. Non-fungible token label type. An NFT label represents any non-fungible token project or NFT marketplace. Label type NFT. Token contract, NF token contract. So the token contract is the token, and the NF token contract is the non-fungible token. Contract deployer, fee contract, marketplace, general contract. Layer 2 label type. Projects building layer 2s. Label type equals layer 2, token contract, general contract. Decentralized application label type. Decentralized applications that don't fit into the DeFi, NFT, or layer 2 categories. Label type is dApp. Contract deployer, fee wallet, token contract, token sale, treasury, Oracle, donation address, aggregator contract. Token label type. Label for tokens that are standalone. They do not belong to a project that has other addresses. Standalone stablecoins get this label type too. For example, WETH. Is it a WETH? Wrapped Ether. Token contract. ERC20, fungible token contract. Flotsam. Label category reserved for junk, scams, and other known addresses that do not belong to a legitimate project but should also not be assumed to be users. Some labels are descriptive, up-bit hack in this category, and some are not. Phishing scam. Label type Flotsam. Toxic, scam, pyramid schemes, bad bot, attacks, hackers, token contract, general contract, contract deployer, donation address. Going on to the video tutorials. Overview, learn more about our data structures for specific blockchains with these articles and video tutorials. You might also find some helpful hints for starting your analysis and working with blockchain data in SQL. Overview of schemas and tables.
Hi everyone, my name is Angela. I'm a data scientist at Flipside Crypto. One of the biggest concerns that we hear from our community members, especially when they're getting started with queries and bounties, is that they don't understand where to find the tables that have the information that they need. So in this video and in one more video, I'm going to go over how our schemas and tables are organized and tell you a little bit about some of the rationale for why they're organized the way that they're organized, and hopefully give you some insight and some tricks to help you find what you need a little bit faster. In the first video, I'm going to give just a general overview, and then in the second video, I'm going to tell you what the most used tables for each schema, what's in them, and why you would use them. I'll try to cover every table, but we don't have unlimited time. And before I get started, I just want to say that if you ever have any questions about tables,
This is about 14 minutes long.
variables, anything like that, please do not hesitate to even at me, at Angela, in the All Questions Welcome channel in Discord. I will answer you, or someone will answer your question for sure. Don't hesitate. So schemas and tables. Let's go over to our app in the query editor. So as you may know, the schemas are collections of tables. They all have their own names. And when you query a table, you always say in the from section, you would say something like from schema dot table. But of course you would actually put in a schema like Ethereum dot table like DEX swaps, right? So schemas and tables. Schemas are collections of tables. This is all of the schemas that we have publicly available at this time. And if you click on one of them, then you'll see all of the tables in that schema. So it helps me when I'm looking through schemas to distinguish between full chain schemas and specialty schemas. So Ethereum, for example, is a full chain schema. And what I mean by that is the tables, most of the tables in the schema apply to the entire chain versus a specialty schema. So Uniswap v3, for example, is kind of a subset of Ethereum where we have tables just to highlight the relevant transaction types in Uniswap v3. Same thing with Aave and Compound. In the Aave and Compound and Anchor and Uniswap v3 schemas, you're just going to find these super specific, protocol specific tables that only have transactions, events, whatever it is that apply to the protocol that is the name of the schema. Then there's one more type of schema, which I'm going to call for now other, is cross-chain. In the cross-chain table, we have just one table and it's address labels. These address labels are the ones that you'll find in tables already, like when you see something like from address label or from address label type. All of those labels are in this one table in cross-chain. And it's called cross-chain because you have, Solana labels, Terra labels, Ethereum labels, they're all in the same table. Okay, so that's your schemas in the sense of full chain versus specialty schema. So if you were looking to run a query on Ethereum, but not specifically an Aave query or a Compound query, you would go and look for a table in the Ethereum schema. And that applies to every chain that we have data for. So this list of schemas will grow over time. Sometimes we'll add a whole chain. And once we add a new whole chain, we may add specialty tables to go along with the chain. Specialty schemas to go along with the chain. So now let's talk about how to think about the organization of tables. So I will take 1 minute here to say that we are a startup. We've been around barely 4 years. A lot of data has come and gone from us. A lot of blockchains we had data for, they're not as relevant anymore. We don't have the data. And we've had some turnover in the people that work with us too. So what I'm really asking for is some patience with some of the labeling, some of the naming. Some of the naming conventions can be a little bit inconsistent from chain to chain because there are no standards in crypto. It's been different people making different tables, and we are working toward consistency, but at the same time, we can't really go back and change variable names or table names because it would ruin all of the queries. So there is a little bit of a learning curve. For example, some tables might have event from, some might have from address, and they really indicate the same thing, but in two different ways. So it's not the ideal situation, but I hope you understand why it's come to be this way, since we are a really young company in a really young industry. So let's talk about tables. Tables are, I think of them in two ways, kind of analogous to the schema, the two types of schemas. We have basic tables or low-level tables that contain every transaction that we have going back as far as we have data, or every event, or they'll have a balance for every address or every token. Then you have specialty tables. These are subsets essentially of the low-level or basic tables, and they're made to highlight a specific functionality on the chain. So if you have this organization in your head and you're assessing a table that you don't know what it is, you want to think, is this like a basic table that should have every transaction or every balance or every something? Or is this a specialty table that has a more specific function? Some of the words you might look for to indicate a basic table would be transfers, transactions, events, blocks, UDM, and I will explain what UDM means. Specialty tables are going to have more descriptive words like swaps or NFT metadata or NFT events. And if we look at let's start with an easier one than Thorchain, the Ethereum schema. All right, we have some events emitted, UDM events, transactions, balances. These are our basic tables. Let's see, in Terra, we have something similar. We have blocks, labels, events, transfers, transactions. These are going to be your basic tables that have a ton of information in them, not specialty. What would a specialty table look like? Okay, airdrop claims, that's really specific. Governance votes, really specific. Let's switch to another schema. Algorand. Application call transaction. I don't actually know what this table does, but that sounds pretty specific to me as opposed to something like asset or block or transactions. So how would you use this information when you're looking for a table? Well, if you know you're looking for Ethereum swaps, okay, then you might go to you should go to the Ethereum schema and look for something called swaps and go from there. Now, I happen to know, and you may find out if you play around with this table, that this is actually Curve, Uniswap, and Sushi swaps only. Say you have a different DEX and you want to see the swaps for that DEX, but it's not in this DEX swaps table, then think to yourself, okay, I need a more basic, comprehensive, low-level type of table. I'll look for something like events. In this case, I would probably go to events emitted. Then you're going to be able to find every event, and you will have to pick out the swap events. Okay, so hopefully that helps you understand the difference between the more basic tables we've made and the more specialty tables we've made. Now, the most basic tables that could represent the things that happen on a blockchain are going to be transfers, transactions, and balances, or events, transfers, transactions, and balances. So you know that you can have a transaction that is even very complicated, that doesn't even have a single transfer in it, but it does have events. So those tables, events, transfers, transactions, and balances in the Ethereum schema are events emitted for events, UDM events, this is mostly transfers, ERC20 balances is balances, and transactions is transactions. We will go into these in more detail in the next video, but I just want to point out that the transactions table, to me, I think the naming can be misleading because you might see it and you think transactions, oh, that's going to be every single transaction. But it's actually more like the metadata about a transaction or a summary of the transaction as opposed to every transfer or event that actually happened in the transaction. So in each schema for a blockchain, you will have a transactions table that's going to tell you things like all of the blocks, the block, all of its transactions, the gas price, a little bit of to from information, and not much else. So there you go. That's your tables inside of a schema. And again, in the next video, we'll go deeper into every single schema. And then I just want to talk about a couple things that you want to know. Events versus transactions, we just covered that. Events has the actual events. Transactions is more of a summary of each transaction. Why do I sometimes see these three letters UDM? UDM is a carryover naming convention. It stands for Universal Data Model, and it is a way of data modeling that enables us to have data in a sort of streamlined way for many different blockchains. Columns full of JSON. If you come across a table with a column that looks like just a ton of text, it doesn't look helpful at all. These are columns full of JSON, and there are special ways to query this. We will cover this in a different video, or hit me up in Discord to talk more about this. We already talked about chain-specific versus protocol schemas and tables. Okay, another question might be, why isn't such and such table comprehensive? Why aren't there MetaMask swaps in the DEX swaps table on Ethereum? This is a good question. We are still building, we are still growing. If you're looking for something, you think something should be in a table, but it's not, again, talk to us on Discord and we can see what we can make happen. We're going to talk about address labels in the next video because it's its own table. And we covered this a little bit before. Why do we have inconsistencies like from address here, event to, or to address over there? Sometimes you might see something like L1 label or project name, but somewhere else it's label type or just label. And I will say, this is the cost of doing business in a startup, in a growing industry where we have a little bit of inconsistencies as we've grown, and we really can't go back and relabel everything because it would ruin so many people's queries. So that's a starting point. In the next video, I'm going to go through every schema and point out some tables, and hopefully that will help you get started on selecting a table to run your query. Thanks for watching.
All right. So that seemed like a kind of old video, but there's still some good information there. The overview of schemas and tables. All right, let's go on to Ethereum tutorials. Getting started with Ethereum events. Let's check it out. Ethereum events. This guide will take you through an introduction of the Ethereum events table. This guide provides an introduction to the Ethereum.udm events table via a series of simple queries that explore data. All right, we get to do some exploring. For a breakdown of the Ethereum events table schema, they have a link for you, which is this page. Let's familiarize ourselves with the table by first looking at the type of events that can be queried. So, select distinct event type from UDM Ethereum events. So let's make a new query. And we're going to call it Ethereum events. All right, so let's check this out. We're just going to do this basic thing. This is what this does. It's going to select all the different event types from Ethereum UDM.UDM events. And that will be a good starting point for us. Um, I guess this is an old table, so let's see if there is a different one that we could find. Ethereum core. Maybe event logs. Let's check out what this table is. Okay. That's just the logs of them. Maybe it's, let's see, hex signature. Hmm. Here we go. We're just going to use the easy decoded event log. This seems like it will check it out. So we're going to delete this. Let's play this. I think it's event name now. So we're going to delete this event name. And let's see. All right, we got it to execute. It's taking a little while. Must have a lot. Let's check out what this table is. Oh, that's the fact event logs. We don't want that. Maybe we can just preview it. It's taking a little while. Dooba-dooba-doo, dooba-dooba-doo. We might have to move on if this is going to take a little much any longer. There might be a lot of people on right now. So the event logs, here we go. Let's check it out. So here are different event names for the stuff. So share minted, address changed, approved, trade executed. So these are different events that go on in the Ethereum contract, register voted, token seized, address update. So we got a kind of name from Ethereum events. So let's see if we can adapt with going in time, since the UDM events is no longer whatever. Maybe there's an event type. Let's check out if there's an event type. We might have to kind of skip this, but let's go through it anyways. So a function event ERT See token transfer or native. This tells us there's 4 types of events that get recorded in the Ethereum events table. Let's take a closer look on the decoded on-chain events names for USDC over the past. So let's see if we can so we're going to take this. We're going to go here. We're going to, since there's no event type, this is the contract address though. We are going to delete this. So we're going to see all the different events that take place with the contract address of USDC. We're going to group it by 1, which is, it's pretty much the number of what you're selecting from. And we're going to order. I'm not going to order it because I don't know if this is going to work. So we have a lot of minting, blacklisting, changing, so transfer. So these are the different events that took place with USDC. We can see if we go order by 1, descending, oops. Here we go. And then we can do the let's do this right here. And then let's count it. And we should be able to see the number of events for each event. Oh, maybe let's get rid of distinct. Let's try this. So here we go. Even though it didn't order it, we got the different counts of, let's see, order by, oh, that's why. We're going to order it by 2. And then it should have our different events ordered from most event to least event. There we go. So for USDC, transfers, approvals, burns, mints in the last 30 days. So we can update this, the time. This is get date today, the time date. So here's that basically transferred over, I believe. So here is what it used to be. If you want to do it to the new easy decoded event logs, they added more events, it looks like, but it's pretty much the same premise. So let's see if we can do this. And then we can make a chart. So these results provide a more granular breakdown of events surrounding the USDC contract. Specifically, this shows us the number of approval, mint, burn, and minter configured events that were emitted by the USDC contract. It appears that the greatest number of events are related to transfers in the USDC token. So same thing with our new Ethereum easy decoded events log. In our next query, let's take a look at the trend of the USDC transfers over the past 30 days. So we are going to see if we can uh, sorry, see if we can adapt this to the new easy thing. So we're going to make a new query to our new table. So we're going to go to Ethereum event, Ethereum event trend. We're going to paste this in. So block timestamp is the same, so we don't need to worry about this. I don't know if they have an amount. So let's see if they have anything from maybe we could do the contract address. Now let's just see if this will go. We're going to switch this. Oh, let's see this table. Oh, nope. Okay, so we're going to go back down over here. We're going to go to the easy decoded event logs and add this in. We're going to play and we're going to see what is up. Identifier as amount. So we go back here from Ethereum UD. So let's just take a look at this index one more time. So that doesn't really help us. So let's just get rid of this real quick and play and see if it runs. So it looks like it needs a different table. Let's just get rid of this. So we're going to need to look at the new labels. Oh, you know what? This is because I did, and we're going to go. It's because the syntax, you can't have a comma there after the last query. So event type equals transfer. Invalid identifier event. Oh. Name. So we're going to do name transfer. We're going to, instead of transfer, we're going to go back over here. because I don't know the labels for this, and I could be using the wrong table, but hey, we got how do I type this in? Ethereum event trend. So let's paste this where contract address is that. Um, so yeah, we're going to skip that because there is no amount. I believe it would probably be under the transactions. So let's actually try to do this under the Ethereum transactions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this, go here, paste this in. This, as we can see down here, is raw amount. Then at first, let's look at this table. So if we look at this table right here, we have the block timestamp, the origin to origin, raw amount is this is how much they're transferring. We can just do amount. They have amount. What's the difference between raw amount and amount? I'm wondering. We are going to just do the amount because they did that. It seems pretty similar. We are going to round to, so we're going to round it to 2 decimal places. It's going to be event name equals transfer and contract. We'll go over here from our Ethereum events. We'll copy this again. Close some of these out so we get them out of our way. Let's see what this gives us. Oh, because we did the wrong table. We'll add Ethereum easy token transfers. Oh, because there is no. Oh, because they're all transfers. I got it. So they're all transfers. So let's see what this gives us. Okay, so that's similar, sort of. Sorry, guys, that's sort of similar, like what they did. Um, but they just have a different. Their tables updated from this right here, so they have a transaction table now. And we can make a line chart to see. So these are the dates right here, and this is the total amount transferred. So let's try to add a chart. We'll do a line chart. Our x-axis is going to be our date, and our y-axis is going to be the total amount. So sort of similar to what they did in the docs. You just have to find the right table, and you just have to adapt to people building and changing and evolving. So we have the date for the USDC transfer, and there we go. So this is the date truncated day time blank or block timestamp. So that just groups it as the day. We're rounding because the numbers can get crazy to 2 as a total amount from the easy token transfers because we're taking it easy, where the contract address is USDC. This is USDC right here. And we'll do a little USDC contract address. So, it just took a little figuring out, but, that's what this is all about. So, okay. So then we evolved the Ethereum event trend for transfers. So we'll just, instead of event, we'll go Ethereum USDC transfer trend. Okay. So on to the next one. So if you would want to see for the past 30 days, you wouldn't order by the met sheet. So this goes down from the thing. So for example, that's fine right there. So you can see the highest day pretty much is August 1st. And you could see these days where it's the highest transfers take place. And you can usually attribute it to either a news event or a shift in the market, just like this. We see a big spike in USDC transfers on October 26th. Just as happens to coincide with the Harvest.finance attack on the same date. Let's take a closer look at the exchanges that the USDC was sent off at sent to at that time by leveraging Flipside's exchange labels. So this is selecting the to label. So the label types and the event types are different, and we got to study what the labels are for each table and stuff like that. It seems like they updated them. So let's see if we can figure something out. Easy. Dex swaps. Maybe let's see if we can find the dex swaps. So we'll do this except for so this is the labels with that, but for the dexes we can do it. Um So I just need to get more familiar with the tables, it looks like. Because I don't know with in the core events where to find the dexes or the centralized exchanges. Because I don't know the labels because I am a newbie. So you need to study the labels more. That's pretty much it. But what this is doing is it's selecting the labels, the total amount from the events. The label is the distributor, which I'm guessing is the exchanges. Oh, this could be. Oh, we could probably do the deck swaps with this. Let's try it out. So we're going to copy this. And we're going to see what dexes that they were flowing out of at a specific time. So we'll go inflow slash outflow dexes. And we'll see if we can adapt this to the easy dex swaps. So we're not going to use a label. Let's see if we could. We're going to go select instead of label. Let's take a look at this table. Actually, that's what we should be doing. But I'm guessing we're going to use. So we're going to examine this table right here. Pretty sure we're going to use the platforms. So examining. Okay, platform. There we go. Let's just see all the types of platforms that they have. So we're going to copy this and we're going to go select distinct. I don't know how to just like, you just got to click it. Tab or enter is not working for me right now. Platform from Easy Dex, Ethereum.core Easy Dex Swap. So we're just going to say the core. The hell? Oh, I spelled platform wrong. So a lot of times you could check the errors and then it'll tell you what you do. A lot of time, at least for me, it is. So here we go. We got the platform. So that's what we want. So now that we identified what we need to do, we're going to select platform. Do they have an amount in here? So we're going to change. We can get a little more detailed in. So we're going to go amount in, and we'll do it in USD as total amount in, and then comma, we'll do some amount out USD as total amount out. Oh, we can't use in. Total what else can you use as in? Total amount in. Total amount out. There, we could do that. We're going to do this. And we are going to add it to our easy dex swaps. where we don't need any of these because it is the thing. We do need our contract. So we'll go back here. We'll copy this in right here. And we'll need to learn the labels because it could be a lot easier. But for now, if you're just a noob like me, just follow along. Contract address is this, and amount is greater than 0. Block timestamp is between 1027 and 1028. And this is pretty much seen from the DEX, the same thing that happened on that day. So we're going to group by we're just going to group by the platform. And we're going to order by total amount out. And this should see the 5 platforms that had the most outflowing. Commas and spelling will be the death of me. Identifier amount. There, line 10. Oh. We're just going to delete this. Okay, let's see. This was a little trickier than I thought. I don't know why this is wrong. All right, select the platform, sum, group by platform, order by total. Oh, maybe I can't order by this. Okay, so that didn't work. So that is a waste of time. Let's just see if it works without the contract. This is a contract address. Maybe because it's in USD, there is no contract for USDC. So that could be it. So we have here Uniswap for this day. We have the total amount in, total amount out. Kind of seems the same. But we got something there. So yeah. Yes, the wrong day, because these are pretty similar. Or I am using. Okay. So basically it could be that, but I don't know. So we'll see. It's hard to do when you're trying to update the tables and you don't know anything. So getting started with the Ethereum ERC20 balances, this guide will take you through an introduction of the Ethereum ERC20 balance table by exploring the total value locked metric. Do they have? Let's just see if they have these. They have these tables, or else it's going to be hard and pretty much just going to be wasting time. Let's see if we can. Oh, we can use the easy current balances. So we're updating for the easy current balances. And let's check it out. Let's just see what it has to say. This guide will take you to an introduction of the balance table. So this is kind of pointless because these balances aren't, you could still learn kind of stuff, but these balances are not updated. So in this tutorial, we're going to familiarize ourselves with the Ethereum ERC20 balances, ERC20 balances by computing a metric known as TVL. So I'm going to have to do another video redoing the docs, it looks like, because these are kind of using out of date tables. In this tutorial, we're going to familiarize ourselves with the Ethereum stuff. TVL measures the total amount of a token that is locked in a contract. Let's begin by looking at the amount of USDC locked in Curve liquidity pools. So the user address is the Curve liquidity pool. USDC. So let's just try this. Why not? This has already turned into a little bit of a shit show. So we're going to label this TVL. So our goal here is we're going to familiarize ourselves with the. So let's copy this and see if we can use the Curve liquidity pool. So which one would we go here for? Current balances. So has price, last recorded price. I don't think this would be the one. Symbol, token name, USD, contract address. They don't really have a user address. So we can see it might be under DeFi. On that note, I got someone calling me, so I'll figure this out. I gotta go.